Good morning, Mr. Okello. Good morning, Mr. Okello.
Good morning, my lord.
Please, we are resuming our session this morning. And like I told you the other day, if you need to sit, they've already given you a seat. Thank you so much.
Criminal Session Case Number 132 of 2026, Uganda versus Christopher Okello Onyum.
Good morning, Mr. Okello. Good morning, Mr. Okello.
Good morning, my lord.
Please, we are resuming our session this morning. And like I told you the other day, if you need to sit, they've already given you a seat. Thank you so much. Yes, prosecution. Can we repeat it for purposes of clarity for the court record?
My Lord, appearance for prosecution is myself, Jonathan Mwaganya, together with Ms. Anna Kiza, and brief with Mr. Stanley Okecho, Mr. Pius Katumba Usobozi, and Mr. Roger Mugabe. My Lord, the defense team is as before. That is Ms. Sarah Awero and Mr. Richard Komboka. The accused is in court. And my Lord, the matter is for further hearing, beginning with PW6, who is for cross-examination.
Thank you, Mr. Mwaganya. Could I request that you try to extend here?
Oh, yeah.
Can we extend your table here? I want to be sure I'm seeing you.
Yes. My Lord, all the three assessors are present in court.
PW6, Miss Phoebe, good morning.
Good morning, madam.
That gentleman is going to ask you some questions. Please answer them to the best of your knowledge and ability.
Mwami yagenda kubako ebibuuzo byakubuuza era ogenda kubuuliddamu okusinziira ku engeri gy'obitegeeramu.
Phoebe, I'm a lawyer.
Phoebe omwami yagambye lawyer.
I'd like to ask you some questions.
Era ayina ebibuuzo byagenda okuba nga akubuuza.
But before I got these questions,
Naye nga tannaba kubaako bibuuzo byakubuuza.
we sympathize with you.
Era banakuwaliramu naawe.
What you went through
Ku ebyo bye wayitamu.
trying to save these innocent children.
Ogezaako okuba nga okuma abaana abo.
I pray you get healing early enough.
Era asaba obeere ng'otereera mu mbeera ku ekyo kye wayitamu.
However,
And Evelyn, sorry, Miss Phoebe, you remember you took oath on Monday
ojjukizibwa
that you would speak the truth.
Yes.
So you are still on that oath
Yes.
that you will tell this court the truth of what you know.
Yes.
Okay. Every Phoebe, this is how I will start. Will I be right to say you are the only caretaker
yandibadde mutuufu okugamba
in
nti
this school?
yegweko omuntu yali alabira abaana abo mu ssomero eryo?
No.
Tinedda.
Okay. Who is another caretaker?
Muntu kyoyo omulala eyali alabirira abaana abo?
Nora Namyenya.
Another one?
Ate omulala?
Sarah Adek.
Sarah Adek. So you are three?
Kitegeeza muli basatu?
One was off duty that day.
Omu teyali ku mulimu ekiseera ekyo.
Okay. How many children are there in that early learning center?
Bali baana bameka
Including the late?
ku ssomero eryo ng'ogasseko n'abo abaana abagenzi?
On that day, there were 28 from the vulnerable side and there were 16 from the daycare side.
Nti kolo olunaku waliwo abaana 26.
Could you please repeat?
N'abalala be balabirira abalala nabo bali 16.
As I
Okay, Miss Phoebe, help me understand. On that day, how many were they?
Kolo olunaku abaana baali bameka?
28 plus 16.
Baali 26 ng'ogasseeko ne 16.
Phoebe, will I be right? Those are 44?
Yandibadde mutuufu ogamba nti awamu baali 42.
Someone can calculate.
Anambana.
Okay. I've calculated. In your mind, the three people are enough to take care of these children.
No, I think that question is out of place. That's not for her to answer.
Much obliged, my Lord. In your testimony, that day, you said the people who came to help you, more other two, including the security guard. Is that right?
Mu bujulizi bwe bw'oyogera wagamba nti abantu ali bazze okuyambako abalala ababiri nga kwaliko ne wa security.
Yes.
Nti ye.
Okay. So in total you were 3.
Ekitegeeza awamu mwali 3.
Pardon?
Ekitegeeza awamu mwali 3.
No. What? Abalala bakeyateekazi abalala bamaani baneegatako kubanga be baakuba enduulu ezayita abajja okutuyamba.
Other caretakers came after and joined me because they are the ones who made an alarm.
Okay. By the time these other 2 people came to join you, all the 4 children were dead.
Mu kiseera ekyo ababiri bajja okwegattako abaana olwedde abaana baali bamaze okufa.
Nedda.
No. Oba baasalira.
Sis, engeri gye nali nga ndikugana n'omwami.
I want us to go a little slower. Give her time to internalize the question and answer.
Engeri gye twali nti nali ndikulwanagana n'omwami oyo.
Since I was fighting with that man there,
Kati saasobola kumanya nti gundi yajja mu kaseera ki gundi yajja mu kaseera ki.
I wasn't
Nekye nsobola
able to know.
okujjukira nti baavaayo ne bakuba enduulu.
So at the time when they made the alarm,
mu kiseera
was there anything to save with those 4?
Getting the question.
Okay, by the time they came to make the alarm, isn't it true the children were already cut, the 4?
mu kiseera olwakubira enduulu kyali kituufu nti olwedde abaana olwedde bali bamala dde okuba nga babasaba babatema.
We were in the process.
Process of doing what?
That man was in the process of cutting the children.
Nti omwami oyo yali mu kikolwa ekyo eky'okusala abaana abo olwedde.
So you want to say that the 3 were present while he was cutting?
Kyogamba ekitegeeza 3 baaliwo omwami oyo yali ng'asala abaana abo oba nga batema.
They were calling for hope.
Baali bayita buyambi.
But they were present.
Naye baaliwo.
Yes.
Ye.
Do you remember when you said that you called the alarm? By the time you made the alarm was on the fourth child making, he was cutting.
Ojjeke wagamba nti wakubira enduulu nti yalwedi yali ku mwana ow'okunanga ng'ali mu mutematema.
Si kituufu.
That is not what she said.
My chocolate. You remember on 1st April,
Ojjukira ng'ennaku z'omwezi lumu guno omwezi ogwokuna.
you said that person came at the gate.
Wagamba nti omwami oyo yajja ku gate.
And you talked to him
N'oyogera naye
while the gate was closed.
nga gate eyo yali nzigale.
Yes.
Is that the way you talk to the visitors?
Ye engeri gy'oyogeramu n'abagenyi.
He was a stranger.
Was a
Yali
stranger.
oyogera tamanyi.
All the visitors who, all the,
Mr. Kumuga, remember we are recording, so give us the time to record, then you ask the next question.
is that the way you usually speak to the strangers?
Ye engeri gy'oyogeramu n'abantu bwe batyo.
That's why after interviewing him and knowing his purpose, the next day I had opened for him.
Okay.
Nti ensonga lwaki olunaku olulala yamuggulira.
The first time of interaction, did you notice anything unusual in him?
Omulundi ogwo wasooka okuba ng'owuziganyako naye wasooka okubaako ng'otuteera ekintu ekikyali kya bulijjo olunaku olwo.
Nedda.
No.
Okay. The second time when you were talking to him,
Okay, Mr. Kumbuga, we are going to regulate your speed.
Because it's not writing. So
You are, please regulate your speed so that you allow us time to record. You are asking her whether she noticed anything unusual, and she said no. So you can take it up from there.
the second time when you are interacting with him,
Ate ku mulundi ogwokubiri wali ng'oyogereziganya naye.
will I be right that you never bothered to ask for his identifications?
Yandibadde mutuufu okuba nti tewasobola kubeera ng'omusabaako ebyo byali bimukwatako. Tewatwala buvunaanyizibwa obwo kumusaba ekyo.
Twabimusaba naye yagamba the next time ng'alese omwana agenda kuleeta all the documentation ezimukwatako n'ezikwata ku mwana.
Yes, Mr. Kumbuga, let's proceed. But you interpret what she said in English.
Oddamu ebyo bye wayogedde.
Ask the question as to whether she asked him for his identification documents the second day. And then she said she asked him, but he said he would bring the documents when he's bringing the child the next time. That is the interpretation I wanted because there is recording.
Nti omwami oyo yagamba nti najja kubanga aleeta
Because she said it in Uganda, you bring it in English for purposes of recording of the court record.
The gentleman said that you bring all the documents.
When he's bringing the child.
That you bring all the documents when he's bringing the child.
Let's
On
proceed,
the second day when he's coming back to the school.
That's not it. On the second day, when he came, they asked him for the documents, his identification documents, and then he said he would bring them when he's bringing the child to school.
So that gentleman, when he came back, he said he would bring the documents on the second day when he's bringing the child.
Okay, let's proceed, Mr. Kumbuga.
In your testimony you gave here in this court, will I be correct to say you mentioned only one security guard?
Nti yandibadde mutuufu okuba ng'agambye nti wayogerako ewa security guard omu yekka.
He was among the first respondents.
Ye yali omuntu omu ku abo abaasooka okujja.
And that security guard was not at the entrance.
Ekitegeeza oyo security guard oyo teyaliiwo ku mulyango.
They keep on patrolling this whole place because we use again security.
Tebabeerawo nga batambula olw'ensonga.
Answer my
Okay,
question.
Phoebe, you'll answer his question as he puts it to you.
ojja kuddamu ekibuuzo kye nga bw'abeera
And the question
akikubuuzizza.
is, was he at the gate?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Nedda.
At the time when these children were out, will I be right? You were in class
Mu
or you are
kiseera-
in your office.
mu kiseera ekyo abaana bwe baali nga bali bweru yandibadde mutuufu okugamba nti wali bweru oba ali mu ofiisi yo.
Nali wabweru nga ndi nabo.
I was outside with them.
Do you remember
Ojjukira
when that person paying the money?
omuntu oyo yali mu ofiisi ng'asasula ssente.
Isn't it true that you are also in office?
Kituufu nti naawe weera wali mu ofiisi?
It is true. Nali mu office.
Okay.
Kituufu nali mu ofiisi.
And at that time, the children were out.
Era mu kiseera abaana baali bweru.
Yes.
Yeah.
When this person was getting out of the office,
Omuntu oyo yali ng'afuluma ofiisi.
who first got out first?
Ani
Is it
yasooka-
you
ani
or
ya-
that person?
Ani yasooka okufuluma igwe oba omuntu oyo?
He went out first.
Ye yasooka okufuluma.
Okay. How far is your office towards where the children were playing from?
Ofiisi yo n'abaana be baali bazannyira wali wenkanawa.
It is close.
Walinaaniganye.
Can you estimate?
Osobola okutulagamu
In court here?
wano mu kooti.
Maybe from here up to the first terrace there. The first terrace around.
We can estimate, prosecution and defense and the assessors, estimate and let me know.
Kinga okuva awo omukyala waali paka wali eri ku madaala.
Terraces we zitandikira awo.
Where the terraces start from.
See? Let's, assessors please, just come and help me to assess this. Where she's standing to, and we should all be in a consensus of the distance. What is your estimation?
About 10 meters, 15 to 20 meters.
How many?
15 to 20 meters.
Bagambye obuwanvu bulinga bwa mita 15 ku 2.
Is that the consensus? Yes? Okay.
Nti era ekyo kye bakkiriziganyizaako enjuyi zombi.
Do you know the number of children who were playing at that time, that place?
Omanyi omuwendo gw'abaana abaali bazannya mu kiseera ekyo?
Manju abamu nga bazannya kati simanyi bameka bali mu lujja.
I don't know the amount because some had gone for a short call and others.
When you interacted with this man in the office,
Wali ng'oyogera n'omwami omu office
the headmistress,
ne headmistress.
did you ask
She
him
was the
where?
coordinator, not the headmistress.
Okay, the coordinator. Did you ask him where he resides?
Wamubuuzaako owa gye yali abeera?
Yatugamba abeera Buziga.
He said that he was staying in Buziga.
Buziga is big. Did he exactly tell you the place?
No.
Nedda.
Did you find it necessary?
Bwe bakisanga nga kyali kya mugaso.
Since he had told us that he was going to come back with the documents that day he was bringing the child plus the mother, we thought we would discuss that on that day.
Lwaki abantu baali basobola okuba nga bakinnyonnyola olunaku olwo kuba yali yabagamba ajja kuba nga akoma olunaku olwala ng'aleeta omwana.
So the question is, did you find it necessary
Yes.
to ask him?
Yes.
Nti yakisanga kyali kya mugaso okubeera nga mbuuza.
So if you found it necessary, why didn't you ask him?
Wakisanga nga
Actually,
kyali
she has answered that question, that you expect to get better details when the mother brought the child the next time.
Much obliged.